This is Shane Starr, and it's another beautiful Los Angeles morning in traffic. And I have some thoughts today about different systems converging with each other and how we tend to understand ourselves in types. Specifically, I'm thinking MBTI and or socionics along with the Enneagram. Now, because all of this is subjective anyway, I think we have to say from the outset, okay, any type can go with any other type. And so that's my disclaimer here. I think that technically speaking, if we were to really find some unique individuals, we can find some unlikely combinations. You'd have to admit that it is possible. Now, that being said, though, how likely is it for some of these combinations? And I would say it is very unlikely, almost impossible for some of them. I would like to start with a common one that I see, and that is a lot of INFJs, at least self-typed INFJs, claiming to be Enneagram 8s, 8-wing 7s. So I find this problematic on a number of levels. First of all, if you're an Enneagram 8, you're one of the most assertive, extroverted, making things happen in the world, out there, making your presence felt, forceful, not afraid to tell people what to do, in a negative sense, chip on their shoulder, quick to fight, bossy, controlling. Now, are these traits that describe an INFJ to you? I didn't think so. And there's someone out there saying, well, INFJs can be bossy, they can be this. Yeah, they technically can be once in a while, but you're telling me someone who's a real INFJ leading with extroverted intuition in their heads, not in the real world, followed by extroverted feeling as a creative function, meaning they're very good at it, not bossy, not controlling. How's a INFJ and Enneagram 8-wing 7? And to take that further, look at the 7-wing. Spontaneous, active, another extroverted type, out there crazy, buying things, traveling, doing all sorts of things. And yes, every type can travel, but the picture these types paint are not of the same color. I do not believe INFJ and Enneagram 8, especially Enneagram 8-wing 7, I do not believe those types go together. Now, again, technically, could there possibly be one? I guess, somehow. But more likely than not, whatever person anyone listening has in mind, I would beg to differ. I would probably type that person differently. Maybe they would be an INFJ, but I'd give them a different Enneagram. Or maybe they would be an Enneagram 8, but I would have a different type for them on the MBTI or socionics level. Now, I just use that as an example. There's other unlikely types that I see. And usually they have to do with Enneagram 8. And I think Enneagram 8 is a curious number because, I thought of myself as an 8, and I think that was mostly from environmental factors. I mean, life was a battle. You did have to be tough to survive. From that perspective, anyone growing up in an abusive family or a rough neighborhood growing up, oh yeah, you're going to be an 8. So luckily we don't type by environmental factors alone. fuck, I'm an Enneagram 8 right now. This traffic is pissing me off. But anyways, so yeah, there's other unlikely ones, and they usually have to do with extroversion and introversion. On the Enneagram, 3, 7, and 8 are very extroverted. So whenever I see MBTI types that start with the letter I, calling themselves one of these, 3, 7, or 8, I kind of have a problem with it. Which isn't to say I think, mathematically speaking, it's impossible, because all this is subjective anyway. But still, I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, what you think. Again, my disclaimer is, I guess technically any type can be any type, but again, some are very doubtful. I only focused on one today, but you can play around with the numbers and letters and find other such unlikely combos. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.